All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into unlocking life. And, we're looking to understand how the author's experiences kind of shape the book's message, right?
Yeah.
It's like we're peeling back those layers and we're seeing how their life journey intertwines with the advice that they're giving.
Yeah, what's fascinating is that the author doesn't just talk about these concepts, like they embody them. Their struggles become the foundation for the insights that they're providing. And it makes it feel so much more authentic.
Totally. And they don't shy away from the tough stuff either.
No, they don't.
It's clear that they've wrestled with some pretty heavy themes, right? Like heartbreak, and then figuring out what it actually means to be strong.
Exactly. And that's a key takeaway right there.
Yeah.
Their definition of strength goes beyond just being stoic. It's framed as resilience and humility, and even having the courage to confront your weaknesses.
It's like each section of unlocking life kind of mirrors a stage in their personal growth.
Yeah.
So first they lay the groundwork with self-compassion and resilience.
Right.
And then they move into those emotional hurdles.
Yeah.
Like heartbreak and learning to let go. It's not about bypassing the hard stuff.
Right.
It's about building the capacity to actually face it.
Absolutely. And that structure is super important.
Yeah.
Because it suggests that you can't just jump to fixing your relationships or finding happiness without first doing that inner work.
Yeah.
It's like building a house, right? You need a solid foundation before you can add all those fancy windows and a roof.
There's this one passage in the book that really highlights this.
Okay.
The author talks about when they realized that their self-worth shouldn't be tied to someone else's opinion.
Yeah.
And it was a turning point in their journey.
Yeah, and they say, this profound realization was a catalyst guiding me back to my true north, my genuine self.
Wow.
That's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
It highlights the importance of recognizing your inherent value regardless of external validation.
It's a total aha moment.
Yeah.
And it's not just about individual growth either.
Right.
They connect their journey to those larger societal issues.
Yes.
And challenging traditional ideas about what it means to be a good man today.
Right. And they back it up with research and data. They weave social commentary in with these personal anecdotes. So it's not just opinion. They're bringing in evidence to support their points.
Like when they talk about the gender pay gap, they acknowledge it exists, but encourage a much deeper look at the factors behind it.
Right. They push the reader to move beyond simplistic explanations and really highlight the complexity of these issues.
It's not about pointing fingers. It's about understanding those nuances.
Exactly.
And their own life story adds even more weight to their arguments.
Absolutely.
They talk about growing up with limited resources, doing manual labor from a young age, losing their mother while serving in the military.
Wow.
These are difficult experiences that have clearly shaped their worldview.
Absolutely. That level of transparency is so refreshing.
Yeah.
And it really underscores the idea that resilience is forged through facing real-life challenges. They're not just talking the talk. They've walked the walk.
And their professional background as a rehabilitation counselor shines through.
Yeah.
Especially when they discuss trauma and healing.
Yeah.
It's like they have this unique lens for understanding how past experiences can impact our present.
Totally. Their expertise brings a different perspective to the table.
Yeah.
Especially when they discuss complex topics like PTSD.
Right.
And the ripple effects of trauma on relationships.
Remember the section where they explain how trauma can impact the brain?
Yes.
They describe how the amygdala, the part of the brain that processes fear and emotions, can become super sensitive after a traumatic experience.
Right.
Leading to those exaggerated reactions in similar situations.
It's such a great example of how they blend science with real life application.
Yes.
They're not just giving you the theory, they're helping you understand how it plays out in your everyday life. And that's super helpful for fostering empathy in relationships.
It's like they're giving you a decoder ring for understanding not only your own emotional landscape,
Yes.
but the emotional landscapes of others as well.
Absolutely.
Especially when navigating difficult conversations.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, have a whole chapter dedicated to them.
Yes.
It's a core element of their message.
And I think it's one of the most valuable parts of unlocking life. They really advocate for open, honest dialogue. It's about being clear about your needs and boundaries.
Yeah.
But doing it in a way that fosters connection rather than conflict.
They even provide specific techniques for handling those tough conversations.
Yes.
Like taking a pause to do the math before reacting, using I statements to express your feelings,
Right.
and setting healthy boundaries. It's like a practical guide to communication.
It is.
Not just for romantic relationships, but for all types of connection.
Exactly. They address those potential pitfalls we all fall into, like the silent treatment. They explain how it can actually be manipulative rather than productive. Oh, interesting.
It's about understanding the dynamics at play.
And they really emphasize the importance of communication in our digital world.
Absolutely.
Especially online. It's like they recognize how easy it is to misinterpret things.
Yeah.
When you don't have those nonverbal cues.
Right, and that makes empathy even more crucial in online communication.
Finally.
They also highlight the responsibility that comes with free speech, particularly in online spaces.
Yeah.
It's not just about having the right to speak, but about using that right thoughtfully and understanding the impact our words can have on others.
They're advocating for constructive dialogue, not just letting loose with whatever pops into your head.
Precisely. It's about being informed and discerning and engaging in a way that promotes understanding.
Yes.
Rather than division.
They really challenge the reader to become an active participant in shaping their reality.
Yeah.
To question assumptions and be open to different perspectives and be wary of those who try to manipulate or mislead through language. They even call out those word salads. You know, those overly complex ways of speaking, that obscure meaning rather than clarifying it.
Yeah.
It's about seeing through the smoke and mirrors and getting to the heart of the matter.
And they even delve into something we all struggle with.
Okay.
Apologies. They don't just say you're sorry.
Right.
They talk about how to evaluate sincerity.
Yes.
And the importance of considering the context, the culture, and the consistency of someone's actions.
It's like a whole new level of understanding apology.
That's such a great point. It's easy to get caught up in whether someone says the right words.
Yeah.
But they're pushing us to look deeper at the intention behind the apology.
Right.
And whether it's backed up by real change.
Exactly.
And it's about self-awareness, too.
Yes.
Both in giving and receiving apologies.
Yeah.
Are you truly owning your mistakes? Are you open to hearing the other person's perspective?
Right.
It's a two-way street.
Absolutely. And they offer guidance on maintaining your own integrity. Yeah. Especially when facing accusations or projections that aren't actually about you. It's about knowing the difference between taking responsibility for your actions and getting caught up in someone else's drama.
It's like they're giving you the tools to build a stronger sense of self.
Yeah.
To navigate relationships with more clarity and compassion, and to engage with the world in a more informed and meaningful way.
And all of this is woven together with their personal journey as the backdrop.
Yes.
It's not just theory, it's lived experience that adds so much depth and authenticity to their message.
It's clear that Unlocking Life isn't just a self-help book.
No, it's not.
It's a reflection of the author's journey towards resilience, and they're inviting us along for the ride.
And that's what makes it so compelling.
Yeah.
It feels real and relatable and ultimately incredibly hopeful. There's this sense that even amidst the messiness of life, there's always the potential for growth, connection, and meaning.
And that's a powerful message to carry with you as we continue exploring Unlocking Life.
Absolutely. And that journey isn't just about like overcoming adversity. It's about using those experiences as fuel for growth.
Right.
It's like they're saying, hey, life throws curveballs, but those curveballs can actually teach you how to hit a home run.
Totally. They even talk about how facing financial challenges early in life helped shape their work ethic and taught them to be resourceful.
Yeah.
It's like those tough times became a training ground for resilience.
It really highlights the idea that setbacks can be opportunities in disguise. Yeah. And then they dive deep into relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Unpacking everything from compatibility and communication to knowing when to walk away from a situation that's no longer serving you.
And they're not afraid to tackle those thornier relationship issues either.
Right.
Like betrayal, rebuilding trust, and recognizing those toxic patterns.
They even define this term monkey branching.
What is that?
It's jumping from one relationship to the next without processing the previous one.
Oh.
It's like trying to grab onto a new branch before you've let go of the old one.
Right.
You're bound to lose your balance.
Such a vivid analogy.
Yeah, they're all about giving you practical tools for recognizing those unhealthy patterns and creating healthier relationship dynamics.
And they emphasize the importance of setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Recognizing those red flags and prioritizing your own well-being.
It's not selfish.
Right.
It's about creating the foundation for a truly fulfilling connection.
And they acknowledge that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to relationships.
Right.
They even discuss different models like monogamy and ethical non-monogamy, highlighting the importance of open communication and finding what works best for each individual in a couple.
Right.
It's refreshing to see that kind of inclusivity and flexibility in their approach.
Absolutely. They're challenging those societal norms and expectations and advocating for more respect and equality in partnerships.
Speaking of societal issues, they don't shy away from tackling the gender pay gap.
Nope, they don't.
They encourage a deeper understanding of the factors involved, going beyond those oversimplified explanations.
Right. And they even provide a list of high-paying professions that are traditionally male-dominated.
Interesting.
Pushing back against the idea that women are simply choosing lower-paying jobs.
Right.
It's about recognizing the systemic barriers and biases that are still in place.
It's a call to action to examine those ingrained beliefs and work towards a more equitable society.
It is, and they don't just stop at social commentary.
Right.
They offer practical solutions,
Yeah.
advocating for policies that promote equal opportunity and address those systemic imbalances.
It's about creating lasting change, not just talking about it.
Exactly.
And they even discuss the power of language in shaping those conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Like they suggest that terms like advantage might be more effective than privilege
Interesting.
when talking about these sensitive issues.
It's about finding that common ground and opening up a space for dialogue rather than defensiveness.
It's so nuanced. They're always encouraging the reader to think critically,
Yes.
to challenge their own assumptions, and to engage in constructive conversations even when it's difficult.
Right.
And they acknowledge that our emotions can sometimes cloud our judgment.
Yeah, we've all been there.
They offer this cool concept of doing the math
Yes.
to help us assess situations more objectively.
It's about taking that pause, looking at the facts, and making decisions based on both our head and our heart.
It's a powerful tool for navigating those emotionally charged situations.
It is.
And they remind us that our personal experiences, while valuable, can sometimes limit our understanding of the bigger picture.
Right. It's about seeking out diverse perspectives and being open to learning from others.
It's like they're saying, hey, your story matters, but it's not the only story.
It's exactly.
And they do all of this with a dose of humor and wit,
They do.
which makes the journey both insightful and entertaining.
Yeah.
Remember that analogy where they compare reading a complex text to deciphering a word salad?
That one cracked me up. It highlights the importance of clear communication, of saying what you mean in a way that others can understand.
Right.
They're not afraid to call out those who use complicated language, to sound smart or to obscure the truth.
It's like they're saying, cut the crap and get to the point.
Exactly.
And when it comes to personal finance, they offer practical advice for managing money, building wealth, and navigating those financial challenges that so many people face.
They even provide specific strategies for reducing debt, investing wisely, and creating financial stability in an ever-changing economy.
It's about empowering you to take control of your financial well-being.
It is. And they don't just talk about the numbers. They delve into the psychology of money, exploring why people sometimes take others' money for granted.
Interesting.
And how to cultivate a sense of gratitude and responsibility for the resources you have.
It's a holistic approach to finance, recognizing that true wealth goes beyond just dollar signs.
It does.
It's about aligning your financial decisions with your values.
Right.
And finding fulfillment in those things that truly matter.
Exactly. And they dedicate a significant portion of the book to personal growth, offering strategies for overcoming procrastination.
Yeah, they all need that.
Boosting motivation and achieving your goals.
It's like they're giving you a roadmap for becoming the best version of yourself.
They even introduce this concept of deep work.
What is that?
Which is all about creating the conditions for focused, uninterrupted productivity.
Interesting.
It's like carving out those sacred spaces where you can truly get things done.
And they provide those practical tips we all need.
Right.
Managing time effectively, setting smart goals, and building healthy habits.
It's not just about willpower.
Right.
It's about creating systems that support your success.
They even break down the science of habit formation.
They do.
Explaining the habit loop and how understanding this process can help you create positive change.
Yes, fascinating stuff.
And of course, they emphasize self-care.
Yes. Self-care is crucial.
Reminding us that we can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
It's about prioritizing your physical and mental well-being, getting enough sleep,
Yes.
managing stress, and creating that sense of balance in your life.
It's a holistic approach to personal growth.
Totally.
Addressing everything from productivity hacks to emotional regulation.
And they don't shy away from those uncomfortable emotions either.
Right.
That can sometimes hold us back for fear, self-doubt, insecurity.
They give you tools for confronting those inner critics.
Yeah.
Reframing negative thoughts and cultivating self-compassion.
It's like they're saying, hey, be kind to yourself.
Right.
We all mess up sometimes.
Exactly. They even address self-sabotage. Those subconscious patterns that can undermine our efforts to succeed,
Right.
they offer strategies for recognizing these patterns,
Okay.
challenging those limiting beliefs, and creating a more supportive inner dialogue.
It's about becoming your own best advocate,
Yes.
both internally and externally.
Absolutely. And they constantly emphasize the importance of action,
Yes.
reminding us that knowledge without application is meaningless.
Right.
It's about putting these ideas into practice and seeing what works for you.
They even provide specific exercises and challenges throughout the book.
And they do.
It's like a hands-on workbook for personal growth.
And they do all of this while staying grounded in research data and expert insights.
It's that beautiful blend of science,
Yes.
personal experience, and practical advice that makes unlocking life so valuable.
Absolutely.
And speaking of valuable, they also dive into the complexities of online behavior,
Right. The online world is a whole other beast.
exploring both the benefits and the potential pitfalls of our digital world.
They even address the phenomenon of thirst traps.
What are those?
Those attention-seeking posts that are so prevalent on social media.
Oh, yeah.
They analyze the motivations behind them
Okay.
and the potential consequences for both the poster and the audience.
They encourage mindful social media use, urging us to diversify those sources of validation
Right.
and cultivate authentic online connections.
It's about using these platforms in a way that supports our well-being,
Yeah.
not depletes it.
And they address those darker aspects of the internet as well.
Yes, they do.
Cyberbullying, harassment, and the spread of misinformation.
They offer strategies for protecting yourself and others online.
Okay.
And for recognizing those manipulative tactics
Right.
that are so common in the digital world.
It's about navigating the online landscape with awareness,
Yeah.
discernment, and a healthy dose of skepticism.
They even explore the legal and ethical implications of online behavior,
Oh, wow.
reminding us that our digital actions have real-world consequences.
It's like they're saying, think before you post.
Exactly. And yet they remain optimistic about the potential of technology
Right.
to connect us, inform us, and empower us.
They believe that we can use these tools for good,
Yeah.
but it requires conscious effort, critical thinking, and a commitment to ethical behavior.
It's a call to become responsible digital citizens.
Yes.
And to use our online platforms to create a more informed, connected, and compassionate world.
It's a powerful vision for the future of the internet.
It is.
One where we use these incredible tools to lift each other up,
Yeah.
not tear each other down.
Exactly. And they acknowledge those difficult conversations that often arise online hate speech discrimination, the spread of harmful ideologies.
They advocate for a balanced approach,
Yes.
recognizing the importance of free speech, while also acknowledging the need to protect individuals from harm.
It's a nuanced discussion.
Yeah.
Recognizing that there's no easy answer.
They encourage open dialogue and constructive debate, believing that we can find common ground even amidst disagreement.
And they emphasize empathy.
Yes.
That ability to see the world through another person's eyes.
Right.
Even when you don't agree with their perspective.
It's about recognizing that behind every screen is a real person
Yeah.
with their own thoughts, feelings, and vulnerabilities.
It's a reminder to treat each other with kindness and respect, even in the often anonymous world of the internet.
And they offer practical advice for dealing with negativity online,
Right.
setting boundaries, protecting your mental health, and choosing your battles wisely.
It's not about engaging with every troll or getting sucked into every argument.
They even talk about the potential benefits of blocking or muting individuals
Yes.
who consistently engage in harmful or toxic behavior.
It's about creating a digital space that feels safe and supportive for you.
But they also acknowledge the potential pitfalls of this approach,
Right.
recognizing that it can sometimes contribute to online echo chambers or limit our exposure to diverse perspectives.
It's about finding that balance between protecting yourself and staying open to those different points of view.
It's about empowering yourself to take control of your own online experience.
Absolutely.
And creating a digital world that reflects your values and aspirations.
And ultimately, they believe that we can create a more positive and productive online world.
Yeah.
But it takes conscious effort, critical thinking, and a commitment to empathy and understanding.
It's an inspiring vision, reminding us that even in the vast and sometimes chaotic world of the internet, our individual actions can make a difference.
They offer a roadmap for becoming responsible digital citizens.
Yes.
Empowering us to shape the future of the online world.
It's a call to action.
Is
urging us to move beyond passive consumption and to actively engage in creating a digital space that reflects our values and aspirations. It's amazing how Unlocking Life weaves together those big picture ideas with like really practical advice. They don't just talk about the importance of critical thinking. They give you the tools to actually do it.
Yeah.
Like in those real life situations where it's most needed.
Right. It's like they're handing you this like set of mental tools to break down tricky situations where your gut reaction might lead you astray.
Okay.
They're not saying ignore your emotions, but to understand where they're coming from and make conscious choices based on a more balanced perspective.
That's where their whole concept of doing the math really shines.
Yes.
It's about taking that pause to examine the situation objectively, considering the facts.
Right.
And making a decision that aligns with your values and your goals.
Exactly. Have you ever found yourself?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Reacting impulsively in a situation.
Yeah.
And later wished you'd taken a moment to do the math.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's something we can all relate to.
Definitely.
And the author acknowledges that it's a skill that takes practice. They're advocating for this balance between emotional intelligence, like understanding and managing your emotions, and rational thinking.
It's about using both your head and your heart to navigate life's challenges.
And they even dive into this fascinating discussion about developing a healthy ego.
Whoa, interesting.
It's not about being arrogant or self-centered.
Right.
It's about having a strong sense of self-worth while also being humble and open to feedback.
That's a tough balance.
It is. It's a tough balance to strike.
Yeah.
Especially in a world that often rewards self-promotion and external validation.
They even offer tips for managing those moments.
Yeah.
When your ego might be getting the best of you.
Right.
Like taking a step back, considering other perspectives, and focusing on contributing to something larger than yourself.
It's like shifting your focus from me to we.
It's about finding that sweet spot between self-assurance and self-awareness.
Yes.
Allowing you to move through the world with confidence and compassion.
And they connect this back to relationships, explaining how an imbalanced ego can lead to conflict, defensive,ness, and a lack of empathy.
Right. It's like a wall that prevents you from really connecting with others.
So true. They encourage you to recognize those patterns, both in yourself and in others, and to use that awareness to build healthier communication and more fulfilling relationships.
It's about understanding that we're all in this together.
Absolutely. And they also remind us that true happiness comes from within.
Oh, yeah.
From living in alignment with your values and pursuing those things that light you up.
It's not about chasing external validation or trying to fit into someone else's mold.
Exactly. They encourage you to define success on your own terms.
Yeah.
To find joy in the simple things and to resist those societal pressures that can sometimes lead us astray.
It's about creating a life that feels authentic and meaningful to you.
And relationships play a huge role in that. The author emphasizes that we're social creatures who thrive on connection and belonging.
They explore those different types of relationships that enrich our lives.
Yeah.
Romantic partnerships, friendships, family bonds.
Right.
And offer guidance for navigating those ups and downs that inevitably occur.
They even provide tools for handling those difficult relationship situations.
Yeah, like what?
Like dealing with betrayal or overcoming heartbreak.
It's about learning to communicate effectively, set healthy boundaries, and cultivate forgiveness, both for yourself and for others.
They remind us that even in those moments of loss or disappointment, there's always the potential for growth, transformation, and new beginnings.
It's about finding that resilience within yourself.
Yes.
To pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward.
Unlocking Life isn't just a self-help book.
Right.
It's a roadmap for navigating the complexities of the human experience.
It's about cultivating self-awareness, building stronger relationships,
Yeah.
and engaging with the world in a more conscious and compassionate way.
And it's all infused with the author's personal journey, their struggles, their triumphs, and the lessons they've learned along the way.
It's that authenticity that makes it so relatable and inspiring.
It really does.
So as you delve deeper into unlocking life, remember that you're not just reading a book.
Right.
You're embarking on a journey of self-discovery.
Embrace the challenges.
Yes.
Celebrate the victories. And keep those mental tools handy as you unlock your own potential for growth and resilience.
This deep dive has given you a taste of what's possible.
It has.
Now it's up to you to put these insights into action.
Yeah.
And create a life that feels truly fulfilling.